Alright guys, welcome to the 17th episode of Below the Bar.
In this episode, expect to find out about what we've been up to in Budapest, why saunas are the ultimate hangover cure.
And we give you a lesson in how not to drop game on Scandinavian birds.
Let's get into it.
Right, we're back in.
Yeah, as promised, we've taken the podcast abroad.
And we're currently in an anonymous park in Budapest.
Yeah, and if you're not watching it, then I would go to the video section.
Yeah, so we've been in Budapest for 3 days now. I've got 3 days worth of hangovers, so if I can string a coherent sentence together for an hour,
I'll be impressed.
I'll be impressed, because it's not looking good. I'm operating on minimal capacity at the moment.
Yeah, and also, when I'm hungover, I'm very impulsive and don't really think about the consequences of things that I say, so this could make for very cancelable listening.
Yeah, we sat in an ant's nest, so
And you know that,
so that's going to end well.
Yeah, we're really putting ourselves through the mill for you guys here, so I hope you really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I've had a coffee. I've had about a total of 7 hours sleep in 3 days. And so we'll see how this goes, I guess. We've got basically no podcast notes.
Right, there's a public footpath directly behind the camera, so that's going to end well.
You're sitting.
Yeah, so that's going to end well.
Yeah, someone's probably going to run off with our camera halfway through, which would be good. And make for a good clip though, wouldn't it? For chasing people down the road. Yeah,
and no points for noting that we don't have any notes either.
Because that was always going to be inevitable.
That was always going to be inevitable. So what we doing then? Into our usual segments.
Yeah, well, obviously we're going to keep the usual structure.
Yeah, so we cover some basic admin before we do Helmet of the Week.
Yeah.
So we're currently 3 days into a 2.5 week trip around Europe.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're off to Vienna.
And I feel dead already.
Yeah, we're dead inside already, and you know that, and you haven't bagged anyone off, and you know that.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get on to that.
Our conversion rate is terrible,
We'll get on to the various L's that I've been served by Scandinavian birds over the past few days. Not that I'm bitter about it, but...
We'll get to that. So
next week's episode, realistically, will be from Prague, won't it?
Yeah,
unless we record it early in Munich.
Or Munchen.
Munchen. I'm here if you're listening.
I'll tell it to you. So next one will either be in Prague or Munchen, which is Munich, by the way, if you don't know that, if you're uncultured.
Yeah,
I found that out about 3 days ago.
I do dabble in a bit of German now, so...
Yeah. In more ways than one.
Danke. Right, so let's get into Helmet of the Week then.
Yes.
Because my brain needs rigid structure, otherwise it will just wander in this current state that it's in.
Yeah.
Helmet of the Week.
Yeah, so we're going to go through DJs and we're going to cover this because, well, it's a personal experience. Really.
Yeah, so... And
some are really good. And some are fucking horrendous.
Yeah, so I've always had a chip on my shoulder about DJs because I'll be honest, I think I can do better. But in particular, there's a bar in Budapest called Simpler Kurtz,
which is a massive bar.
If you Google where to go in Budapest, nights out in Budapest, nightlife in Budapest, this is the top tourist destination.
It'll come up every time.
Yeah, and their resident DJ is, for want of a better phrase, shit.
Well, yeah, it's Friday night as well.
He's not a DJ, is he? He's
Friday
a hat.
night. So you expect it on like a Monday, Tuesday, they book someone shit.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, because he's not going to be busy. On a Friday and Saturday, you've got to double down.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure that he's a good DJ. Have him send you like a set that he's done or something.
Yeah, you don't
want him just rocking up and playing shit.
Yeah.
Which
you want your headline act on a Friday and Saturday, don't you? You don't want the B team.
Yeah, rocking up.
On
maybe it was a cancellation. Maybe that's what happened.
Can only assume, but he looked like the stereotypical wanky, pretentious Central European DJ as well. He's like middle-aged, he's clinging on to his youth, greasy long hair, sandals, 3 songs on, 3 songs off, because he has to have a fag every 2 minutes.
Yeah, can't be arsed attitude.
Yeah.
Flowing
Doesn't play the tunes that his audience wants to hear. He plays all of his pretentious wanky music that he wants to listen to.
Yeah, he's like forcing upon us his own shit tasting music.
Yeah, because he thinks he's best. But he doesn't know best. He knows fuck all. He's a hat.
He doesn't know best, and that's exemplified by the dead nature of the dance floor.
Yeah, I mean, maybe...
All you have to do in these places, right, is put on Mamma Mia and you fucking sound.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he hasn't got room on his hard drive for decent tunes because he's filled with child porn.
Right. Yeah, so... Shit DJs, obviously.
And this applies in the UK as well, because they're 10 a penny over there as well.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to every DJ because some are really, really good, but
Yeah, we're going to give an honourable mention to our mate who can DJ in the last night in the bar, the bar that I can't remember what it's actually called, which is useful.
This is the thing. The bar was set so fucking low by the night before.
Yeah.
But last night, all he had to do was play like tunes we actually knew, and we were like, "This is amazing." Yeah. It wasn't amazing. It was just like passable.
Yeah.
Well, so because comparatively to the night before, it was much better.
Yeah.
We were impressed.
Yeah. So he's helmet of the week, but now we're on the same topic, we may as well segue into the main section of what have we done so far in Budapest.
Yeah. Hold on, I need to throw some shade first.
Oh, okay. See how impulsive this is. This is going to go west very quickly.
Yeah, we're about 5 minutes in.
If it hasn't already.
Yeah. So I put a post up like I don't know, a week ago or something. It was like pull-up mistakes, and one of them was close grip. Grip's too close because it engages your bicep rather than your back. Pull-up's a back movement, you know that.
So this bloke's, just provide some background context. This bloke's been rent-free in your mind now for a good day and a half.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I woke up hungover with fighting loads of demons right this morning, and I opened my phone and this hat was commenting again. So he's rent-free.
I like. You've got to respect the fact he is persistent with his misinformation.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he's doubling down on it.
We need to really set some ground rules here. So the post was about pull-ups. It went pretty well. Like there's got loads of views now. And that obviously draws in, for want of a better term, wankers. And and he's posted saying close grip isn't a mistake. It engages your triceps.
Right.
And I obviously told him in no uncertain terms that he's wrong about that.
Yeah, because the tricep extends the arm.
Yeah, rather than flexes it. Yeah. Which is what happens in a pull-up.
So he's a PT and he knows that.
Yeah, and then he's just continued to double down on this. I don't even know how you can be that misinformed about. Like I said before, you've got the exercise, the tricep extension, right? Which would assume that the tricep extends the arm.
Yeah, well, it'd be
because it's an isolation exercise.
It would be misleading if it didn't.
Yeah, and that stood the test of time. That exercise, hasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So I think we can safely assume our mate in my comment section, who's telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, and I woke up to that hungover this morning. Is secondary helmet of the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
here's the feds coming to take me away from my dead chat. Crimes against game.
Crimes against Riz.
Yeah.
So that's a two-parter for helmet of the week, and that's only because I'm fragile. So let's get into.
I feel like this entire episode is basically just going to be a massive helmet of the week because I'm hungover and I'm bitter.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to unleash all of my rage onto my podcast.
Yeah, it could be a nice little therapy session, this, to be fair.
Right, so
I need it.
So what have we actually done in Budapest? We've been here for 3 days now.
Okay, so basically it covers three main topics.
Yeah.
So we've got fizz.
Yeah.
We've got booze.
Yeah.
And we've got culture.
Yeah.
Minimal culture.
Yeah, we're clutching at straws there. It's the 80-20 rule with that, really. And it's 80% booze, 20% culture, really.
Yeah, exactly. So if we go through booze first, let's face it, that's the biggest section.
Yeah, what we've done here with this trip is we've gone, like, say this is an AMRAP, right, this holiday is an AMRAP, like a HIIT workout. We've gone 100% for the first 30 seconds, and now for the remaining kind of 2 weeks of the holiday, we're going to be hanging out in, like, fucking the locker, aren't we?
Yeah,
really?
This is true. Yeah, we've dropped straight down to zone 2. But yeah, so we arrived at like 10 o'clock on the first night?
On Thursday night, yeah. Dropped the bags off in the hostel, straight out.
Went straight out to that Simplicurts, which is if you don't know Budapest has loads of they're called ruin bars. They're just like mega cool. Are they actually ruins? Is that what?
Well, they're buildings that have been repurposed into bars, aren't they? They're basically kind of like wreckaged buildings.
They're really cool though.
Yeah, they are really cool. In the UK, they'd just be called
shit on
smack dens, wouldn't they? Yeah, they'd just be full of junkies.
Yeah, and so we went there the first night because like we said at the start, if you Google where to go, that's what comes up in it.
Yeah. So sorry, we got a bit of disturbance going on here. It's what you're dealing with live television. This
background noise. Yeah.
This woman's rapped basically. Hello.
A lot of rapping going on this weekend as well.
Sorry, where were we? Yeah.
So
drinking.
Simplicurts.
So Simplicurts is overrated. There's another helmet of the week for you.
Yeah.
We're on 3 now.
Yeah, this is true.
Where you should actually go, and it's only about 400 metres away, is a place called the Hive Hostel.
Yeah, which is again, if a hostel's beating out like the #1 bar, something's going on there.
Yes, so this isn't the hostel that we're staying at, but it's kind of a party hostel next door. And I actually stayed here like 3 years ago when I came here with my missus. Yeah. Less said about that, the better.
Ex-missus.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for clarity.
Yeah, I am single. If you're interested, which none of you are.
Yeah. It's me, is this?
So yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because it's above the bar is a hostel.
Yeah, just
it's
kind of
like a courtyard, and it all centres around this the bar. So it's a weird dynamic, but it works.
Well, again though, all they've done is they've just played normal tunes, and because everyone else plays shit tunes, they've drawn a crowd.
Yeah, they've got our respect merely because they've played some decent tunes.
Yeah, and I'll be back there tonight if we weren't sober.
Yeah,
but no, so that was last night we went there, and the first 2 nights we tried to persist with these ruin bars, and were bitterly disappointed, really.
Yeah, what we've discovered with the ruin bars is they're good for like pre-drinking bars, really, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good for having a quiet beer. Yeah, and as soon as the music starts, because it's shit.
You want to get out of there, right? It
goes downhill.
Yeah, you want to call in a tactical evac, really, at that point.
I feel like we're bouncing all over the place here. We probably go chronologically. So the first night, we were served numerous L's, really, weren't we?
Are we gonna cover the obvious now?
I think we've got to cover the obvious, haven't we?
Right, okay.
Fuck it. Well, basically, if you're not aware of photo riz, we're going to go through a bit of admin here. So I'm sure everyone is, but fuck it. So the photo riz is basically where you go up to a group of girls and ask them to take your photo as a conversation starter.
Yeah. So the idea being that it's not as forced as saying like, "What's your name?" or
it's
a bit more organic.
And you
it?
get a photo out of it, which is always good. Anyway, we did that with these German girls, and then because we haven't covered the t-shirts yet. We've got tour t-shirts for the Brummy Brothers. If you've followed us on Instagram, you'll have seen them. We were wearing them, and obviously they're a conversation starter in themselves.
Yeah, because not everyone's so vain and vacuous that they'll shamelessly self-promote their podcast on a night out.
They'll wear t-shirts with their face on it. Around.
In fact,
Budapest.
I'll put in a foot.
Yeah.
Of the t-shirts now, just for anyone that's not on our Instagram socials.
Yeah. So anyway, wearing them, and they commented on them. We were chatting for a bit, weren't we, about the podcast. They now listen to the podcast, which is a good conversion there. But they were, for want of a better phrase, I thought they were keen.
Yeah, they were. I mean, Mir, if you disagree, get in the comments. Let's get a discussion going.
Let's thrash it out. Yes, true. But we only. I think it's our fault.
It's our own fault for not establishing ground rules. I mean, we love gobbing off about admin on the pod, and then we fell
just
foul
rapped on it, didn't we?
Fell foul of our own rule.
Yeah, and so basically, we were chatting to them for about 35-40 minutes, and then come to find out that they all have fellas.
Yeah, they all have fellas, which was useful because this is about midnight at this point now.
Yeah, so we've invested a good chunk.
Got to put had a good hour of graft invested in that particular deal.
That particular group.
Yeah. That we didn't close.
And this will be a running theme throughout. So.
Yeah, so zero bag offs.
Yeah.
And you know that.
So that was first night L, and then we went.
What was the second night L?
There was Yanks. It was Yanks. We won't
we won't cover them because
I was up in Green Card Game.
Yeah, but they were merely a cameo in our night, weren't they?
Yeah, they weren't a big feature.
It could have escalated, but their boring mate intervened. So
Sappuccino.
Yeah, the Sappuccino.
Are we going to cover the Sappuccino?
We do need to cover the Sappuccino. This is a great term that you should. I encourage you all to use
to adopt
in your own lives. These Sappuccinos basically are people that just love being fucking miserable and gobbing off about how miserable they are all the time as a personality trait.
It's typically
white birds.
Right, I'm gonna go a bit further than that. So it's white birds who are not drinking.
Yeah.
And have a fella.
Yeah.
So they've got like no. In terms of like a Venn diagram of enjoyment, they've got nothing.
Yeah.
Got nothing going on there.
They've got a rat's bloke waiting for them at home. They're not inebriated.
And their negative disposition just compounds all of this. So anyway, that's a Sappuccino, and there was one of them.
Yeah, so basically there was a group of 3 Yank birds. Two of them were single and keen. One of them was a Sappuccino, so you know how that ended.
Yeah.
They went home early night,
they went home early doors.
And I was empty-handed.
And then after that, we went to second biggest club in Europe, which is called what?
Instant dash Fogus.
Instant Fogas.
But everyone just calls it Instant. If you've been to Budapest, you probably would have been here, because it's where everyone kind of...
And it was shit.
Circulates to it. Yeah, it is shit.
Yeah.
So
again, another lesson for you if you come in. Don't go there.
Yeah, so you're not going to get a lot of value out of this podcast, but two things we can tell you are Simpler, Kurtz is overrated, and Stowe's Instant.
Yeah. And so we went there. It's about like 8 rooms. This is the problem, like, because we went a bit late, and so it was rammed. Ratio was absolutely terrible, and the music was even worse. So, again, in terms of like things you want to cover as a nightclub, they're not nailed any bit down.
No, they're shit.
So that was bad. Got back, obviously zero W's secured there. Next night, what was the next night? Oh, the next night was the Friday night.
It was the head loss night. That was.
Yeah.
That's when we just
because we had big. Yeah. See, I had big expectations because I had a good night on the Thursday night, and so I was like, okay, it's Friday now.
It's only
only going to go up from here.
As D-Ream once sang, things can only get better.
Yeah, so it's only going to go up from here.
And they didn't.
And then they had our mate playing fucking shit Euro.
Yeah, so we went back to Simpler, and our mate was there again. And he didn't redeem himself, did he?
And then we met Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, then we met Foghorn Leghorn, some Irish bird that kept... Right, if you're an Irish bird listening, and you want to drop Riz on an English bloke, in the first 2 minutes of the conversation, you shouldn't mention Irish independence, and you shouldn't mention that you have a fucking rats fella as well.
Yeah.
And she did both of those things.
But to be fair, I think she saved us some time, and she had about 15% of my attention anyway.
Because she was gopping.
And then, and so we met them. We were basically talking to them about how shit the DJ was. Yeah. And then she dropped into the conversation that she had a boyfriend, so we left.
Yeah. In fairness, that was ruthlessly efficient.
Yeah. Again, saved us some time. So thanks for that. If you're listening.
But if you don't get the Foghorn Leghorn reference, just for anyone, there's a Looney Tunes character called Foghorn Leghorn, who's basically like a rooster that just gobbed off all the time, and she reminded us of him. So make of that what you will.
And we called her that in her own accent, which is great. And then she went. Then what else happened then? I think we cut our losses a bit quite soon with Simpler that night, didn't we?
Yeah, and then we cut our losses, went to Instant, hoping that could redeem the night, and it didn't really. If you cut a long story short, you necked on with a Hungarian bird.
I met Hungarian horntail.
You had a moment of weakness, with Hungarian horntail.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Harry Potter, by the way, so in the Goblet of Fire, obviously Harry has to battle the dragon, and he's choosing his dragon out of the hat, and he
gets the bombers one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he chooses the Hungarian horntail, and I've coined that as a phrase to describe randy Hungarian chicks. Which I'm a big fan of.
She was onto you like a rash, lad.
She was, mate.
Sucking your face off like a fucking Death Eater.
Mental. But yeah, anyway, because... So this is the problem. It's not a problem, but it's like... This is something we have to... It's a consideration.
Yeah.
So because there's 2 of us, we have to be effectively double dating, don't we?
Yeah, because I hate that, like... Because you're good for this, and I feel like I'm good for it with you as well.
Yeah, exactly. But you've got to look out
Mates that throw their other mate under the bus. So they'll see the classic fit-fat dynamic, right?
We're going to cover that as well.
And they'll latch onto the fit one and have no regard for their mate who's then left with...
let's face it, the dregs.
The dregs. And you've just done your mate over there, haven't you?
Yeah. I feel like if our 10% female listeners have just clicked off.
Yeah, well, this was always going to be a cancelable episode, so we might as well double down on it now.
It's true, yeah. So, yeah, you're right. But that was the case in that dynamic. There was a group of 3. I was with the one, and then the other 2 were non-starters. So I fucked her off, and then we left. It makes it was gas, mate. It was terrible. It was like so busy.
I lost.
You lost your head.
To cut a long story short, I lost my head.
Yeah.
Went and got pizza, and then watched Alan Partridge compilations in bed.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Good way to end the night. And then last night. This is probably the worst of the 3 in terms of conversion rate, but the best in terms of where we went. This is a really weird night. We haven't deconstructed this. This will be quite good.
No, because we woke up this morning hanging, went straight to do a fucking
stinking high rock session.
A stinking high rock session, and then have come straight here. So we haven't actually. This is raw. Analysis.
This is therapy.
This is raw analysis.
Yeah, because I've got probably post-traumatic stress disorder from a couple of occasions.
So anything could happen in this following conversation.
Yeah, so strapping. Essentially went to simpler for a few, didn't we?
Yeah, because we established that it's good for a few and then you leave.
Yeah, and realising that, we went somewhere else. We went to that Hive place.
We went to the Hive Party Hostel. I think the bar in the courtyard is actually called something different, but it's just easy to call it the Hive.
Yeah, anyway, we quickly...
Yeah, so I fell in love with some Scandi birds, and it's not going to be the first time that happens this holiday, because let's be honest, they're all essence.
And they will be getting an honourable mention.
Yeah.
We'll cover that in more depth later on. But yeah, so we both fell in love basically with this group of Scandi Danish birds, and for what I was 100% sure that they were.
Well, they were dancing next to us for the best part of an hour. Yeah, and we moved at various points.
We moved, they'd gone and come back.
So there was something there.
And anyway, so normally when that happens, and you eventually make contact.
Yeah, you establish comms, don't you?
Sometimes, normally they're that's what they've been waiting for. That's the kind of, and then the night progresses.
Yeah, because obviously the emphasis is always on the bloke to make the first move, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we did.
I did that. I asked her what her name was and where she's from, basically. Shit riz, but anyway.
Fucking Ivor Biggin.
Yeah, and yeah.
Her name's Ivor.
Yeah, and if you're watching Ivor, I still love you. But she had nothing for me, mate. She was like, she told me her name, told me where she's from, and the obvious thing to do then is ask me the same questions.
Yeah.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Nothing. Yeah, she was giving you very much kind of like one-word answers, wasn't she?
Yeah,
There's nothing to work with there, is there?
I can only assume she had a fella.
Yeah, well, you tell yourself that, lad.
Yeah, well, it's either that or...
But to make matters worse, right, we then went somewhere else, which was shit, so we necked that point, and then thought, fuck it, let's go back to the Hive to give them another chance. And literally on the way back, we passed them, and they had now befriended a group of rats blokes.
Yeah, so we definitely could have... We just need to try harder, basically.
Yeah,
that's the fucking take.
It is another cold hard fact for you, because they're going to be few and far between on this podcast. Our game's shit, basically.
It is bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
In that environment,
we've got a lot of our lives squared away in other regards, but Riz is certainly not one of them.
It's funny as well because I feel like people who follow me, right, think
you're hoofing.
Yeah, because I got asked about dating advice the other day, and I gave my response with the caveat that I'm no expert.
Yeah.
And people messaged me like, "Yeah, you're a fucking stud, mate."
I'm a hat.
I'm anything but.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, my game's shit. I look decent on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'2", so
yeah. So we're basically catfishing, really, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much. But don't read too much into that.
I think we've sappuccinoed about birds and drinking enough now. I think we need to move on.
Right,
we need to sprinkle some positivity into the podcast because
fair.
Realistically, they're going to have another half an hour next week of even more L's that we've taken. So
true. Yeah, let's segue into what do you want to go next.
Should we do the thermal spa or the absolutely techers CrossFit gym that we found?
Let's go to thermal spa first.
Right, okay, yeah. So if you're not aware, some history for you. Budapest and Hungary in general are renowned for their thermal hot springs. The bathing culture in Hungary dates back to the Roman times. So if you don't know what a thermal spa is, it's basically loads of hot water that comes up from deep within the ground, and you whack a swimming pool on top of it, and then fat old Hungarian men wallow in it all day, effectively.
Basically. And we method acted that yesterday.
Yeah, and it was great.
We spent like 4 hours there, didn't we?
Yeah, so we bought a day pass. There's a sauna world.
Yeah,
make of that what you will. Basically, there's a room full of saunas. Yeah. There's like a hot cold therapy, but it's not really. It's a bit touristy in it.
It's a bit tame cold, isn't it?
It's
really hot. The fucking sauna's red as.
Yeah, the hot is hot enough, but the cold isn't cold enough.
Yeah, the cold's about 15 degrees, which isn't great. You need about 4.
Yeah.
To get real benefits. But anyway, went there with a stinking hangover, and it squared us right away.
Yeah, saunas for hangovers, massively underrated hangover cure.
Yeah, in general, hot cold as well. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, but it's called Ruda's Baths. It's on the Buda side of Budapest, just below the castle. Highly recommend it because they've got this kind of rooftop vantage point terrace, haven't they? With a pool on it. It's class.
Yeah, it's sick. That bit feels like a bit of a pool party vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very much pool party vibes. And then if you're a shade dweller like me, there's plenty of baths inside that you can rot in the shade like a lizard.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got something for everyone, that, and
it's huge.
It was pretty class.
Like we actually got lost on multiple occasions walking around because it's massive.
It's like a maze.
Yeah.
So I think there's loads of them. There's tons of them.
Yeah, if you are in Budapest and you've been fucking on the sesh hard, I do recommend, like, if you just want a day of kind of like wallowing and chilling out, get yourself into one of those.
Yeah, we used that as kind of a rest day, didn't we?
Yeah, a bit of R&R. They are good because it will square your hangover away.
Yeah, and then I felt pretty good as new after that, and because I was so dehydrated, when we went to drink again, I was straight back in.
Yeah. So thermal spas, highly recommend in Budapest.
Yeah, they were really good. Saunas in general are quality, but that one, because it's not full of knobheads like some are, it was better, and it was massive and really, really hot. Some saunas are like 50 degrees. It's like, right.
Yeah.
It's fucking
That's
pointless.
bollocks, mate. You may as well just fucking
sit in the sun.
yeah, genuinely. But yeah, that's the thermal spa, and then obviously because we're fucking nauseous, we had to find a decent gym to train at while we're
abroad. We've got to cover this though, because it's not that.
I want to make a post about this, aren't I?
Yeah.
That people that look down on people that go to the gym on holiday because they're fucking fat and they haven't got their life squared away.
Yeah, it's just a bit weird, and I don't get it.
Can we destroy the stigma
around training on holiday?
Training. If you want to train on holiday, train on holiday.
Yeah, if you train at home because it makes you feel better,
why would you
not do that on holiday? I don't get it.
Bearing in mind that holidays are supposed to be like peak enjoyment.
Yeah.
So you're now not doing something that you do at home for enjoyment.
Yeah.
Because there's some stigma around it. It's bollocks.
You should be relaxing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll decide when I'm fucking relaxed, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyway, we found this absolutely fucking mint CrossFit gym called B Bros.
Yeah, one of my few limited skills, right, is seeking out decent gyms in random cities.
Yeah, this is so true. So obviously, like, regular listeners to the podcast will know that Shep's admin is pretty toilet.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But when it comes to fucking squaring away a good gym in an unfamiliar location, you're like a fucking encyclopedia, lad.
Yeah, I've got home in
It's weird.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's like intuitive.
Yeah. It's just experience, isn't it? Because I've been so many fucking random places. You have to vet them. You have to do a lot of research before you commit. Because if you're going to drive or get like an Uber 20 minutes away, you want to know that it's good.
Yeah, but if you are in Budapest and you want to fucking get a gym session under your belt, go to B Bros CrossFit, because there's two in the city. So depending on where you are, you go to either of them, and it's class. Like £4 for a day pass.
Mental.
And they've got all the kit you could ever ask for, haven't they?
Yeah, it's got like a class area upstairs and then a open gym area downstairs, and it's the most fucking techie little open gym thing.
It's so good. And the lighting.
It looks a bit like the baths in like that kind of architecture where you've got pillars everywhere and all this kind of stuff, like Roman architecture.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit more industrial. It's like brutalist. It's a lot of exposed concrete.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I guess it just looks maybe better because it's in the sun. But it's classic. Like, loads of natural light and then loads of artificial light. If you want to get
the lighting is just absolute wonders. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll know that.
Yeah.
Because I certainly don't look like that in real life. Not after 3 days of drinking.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my rig's going to be fucked after this holiday. But yeah, so that gym was pretty tech. We've done 2 sessions there now. One this morning, one on Friday.
Yeah, mate. If that was my local gym, I'd be absolutely shredded. He says, I'll tell myself that anyway.
Yeah, it is really good. The thing is, we train normally at a fucking JD gym, so like when that's your baseline, pretty much anything is gonna impress you.
Well, following on from the point we were making earlier about like why it's good to train when you're on holiday, that is a good reason why.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people operate out of shit commercial gyms in the UK. When they go abroad and they actually realise that there are gyms and a lot of them are good, you meet new people, get new experiences, training in different places. Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? If you're into that, why wouldn't you do it?
Exactly, and I always make a point of, because again, we don't train in these gyms often, when they have like techie kit, like a GHD or a big heavy sandbag or something, you don't have, I always make a point of putting that in my workout, even if it's not in there normally. Just bang it in, because you don't get exposed to that. And
it's good.
It adds a bit
good
more
training stimulus. Yeah.
Well, it adds a bit more of an enjoyment factor as well. If you're just using a bit different kit that you don't normally use.
Yeah, if you go abroad and you go to this techie gym that has a lot of kind of, like you said, niche equipment, and you're just doing the standard push-pull leg split that you did at home.
Yeah, you've got no imagination.
There's not a lot of creativity going on there, is there?
Just change some up. So that was really cool. We've done again like 2 sessions there, and we'll continue to report back on gyms we go to as the trip progresses, because we'll be training as much as we train at home, so like 5 days a week. So everywhere we go, we'll be getting sessions in.
Everywhere we go. Yeah. So realistically, quick overview then of Budapest. Nights out, got a bit of an L.
Let's give it ratings.
Right, okay, yeah, I like this.
Yeah, so we'll go again, three buckets. Culture, fizz, and drinking.
Yeah, we should say we haven't actually done much of our culture yet, because we're going to do that after we've recorded the podcast this evening. We're going to cycle around and do all of the usual touristy sightseeing stuff. So we can't really comment fully on that yet. But the
baths we have seen, I go an 8 out of 10 there. It's
baths are
pretty
an 8.
strong.
The architecture of the city, just from wandering about, is unreal.
Yeah, it's a bit Barcelona, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
This reminds me of Barcelona, actually.
Yeah, it's good.
And then we go drinking, like nights out, nightlife. I'm gonna give it 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Could have, if things had gone differently, could have been higher. Could have easily been a lot worse as well.
True. Yeah, it's not bad, but I mean, I'm comparing it to everywhere else I've been. So.
But the thing is, if we came here again, knowing what we know now, I reckon we could get an 8 out of it.
True.
Because we know, because we will save precious drinking time on.
Yeah. True, and we won't be spending ridiculous amounts of money on spirits.
Got our first podcast guest.
So yeah, I reckon 6.5 for nightlife. Fees, we're gonna give it a 9 because it was class.
Yeah, that's mainly because we dug out for that though.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of shit gyms in Budapest as well. You've just got to go to a good one. So there's our recommendation.
Yeah,
Don't mug yourself.
It's a 9 because it's cheap for the fucking day pass as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes day passes can be ridiculous.
£4, you can't argue with that. You could literally stay in there all day because they do fucking protein shakes as well, don't they?
Yeah, it's class. Anyway, moving swiftly on. That's a pretty comprehensive overview of our trip so far, Budapest.
So, as I said, tomorrow we're going to Vienna. Few days in Vienna, then we're off to Munich, and then by next weekend, we'll be in Prague.
Mad that, innit?
So I'm not quite sure where we're going to do next week's episode from. Probably Munich, really.
You'll find out in due course.
Bit more wholesome vibe.
Do it in the lake.
Yeah, can we go live from a kayak? How would that work?
That'd be class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll finish off with
with our usual
the travel themed segments, yeah.
I like this.
So we've
so
tailored
we're
this.
Overrated, underrated first.
It's either underrated,
You've charmed me.
or it's overrated.
Well, that was fucking dreadful.
Yeah, you go first.
Right, so because I'm operating on like shit bandwidth right now.
Yeah.
We've pretty much covered it, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I can't think of anything else. Underrated, overrated, like the big nightclubs of the areas. Right, so you go to like Central in Split, Croatia, like the one we haven't been to yet in Prague, the biggest club in Europe. The second biggest club in Europe that's here, which is Gash. The big like super clubs.
Berghain in Berlin.
Yeah, they're Gash.
They're all overrated, bro. They're all massively shit.
Yeah, because I feel like unless I don't know, what kind of people enjoy them?
Fucking.
Because remember that room we went in yesterday?
Fucking gobshites, lad.
No, the night before, we went into one of them rooms and it playing some absolute dog shit music, mate.
We've spoken about this before when we discussed the Prism issue.
Yeah.
You know, the Prism chain nightclubs in the UK.
Yeah.
Because they're so big, they try and offer a bit of everything, but they deliver on nothing. They've spread themselves too thin, effectively.
Yeah, all I want from a club is to have one main club room with good tunes. That's it, mate.
You want that cohesion of just there being one room, because then you're all kind of fucking in the trenches together, you know what I mean?
Nothing's diluted.
Yeah, exactly.
You have too many things. You have to have so many people in there to get to be decent.
Bollocks, innit?
So yeah, I think massively overrated. And are we going to go to the one in Prague, or do you want to leave it?
I think we've got to.
The ice room downstairs sounds cool.
Yeah, I think we have got to go just to say that we've been, but I can't promise that we'll stay there for long.
Yeah, anyway, we'll report back on that, and shock, it'll probably be overrated.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's yours. European super clubs, massively overrated.
Yeah.
My underrated, overrated, and I know how you feel about this, and this could go off on a tangent. Airports.
Yeah. Well, massively overrated.
Yeah, airports, right, are shit. And if you look forward to the airport portion of your holiday, you're a fucking hat and also a low-life scum.
Right.
What's good about airports?
Well, they're just a dead time, innit?
It's dead time, and everything in the airport is orchestrated and designed to get you to spend money.
If I could have my way, I would walk into the airport, get through security, and straight on my plane.
Yeah.
That's how I'd love it to happen.
Let's deconstruct it chronologically, right? So you arrive at the airport, right,
Yeah.
and you have to join. So you've paid loads for these fucking airline tickets, right?
Yeah.
So you get there, and immediately you're in a queue.
It's not great user experience, that is it?
And now, right, they make you do your own admin as well. You checking yourself.
I know.
Right, so I've paid it for a ticket, right? That's
Yeah.
like ordering an Uber, right? And the bloke turns up and he's like, "Oh, you're driving."
True. Yeah, it's not. It's because they're trying to cost save everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
they're
shit.
trying to automate everything. But yeah, like, a lot of people will go to the airport purposely like 3-4 hours before their flight because I don't know whether it's like they're flapping around.
You know what it
their
is?
flight
It's blind consumerism, is what
yeah.
it is. It's people that want to fucking mope about in duty free.
And I don't get
Even
it at all.
like,
It's
bro,
shit you don't need because if you needed it, you'd have packed it.
yeah, trust.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, oh, but it's tax free. Yeah, but they just bump up the actual price a
Yeah,
bit
the
more.
prices are mental.
Yeah,
And
It's
again,
such a false
you don't need to buy like Dior fucking
yeah.
aftershave when you're in the airport.
It's such a false economy,
bullshit.
isn't it? Yeah.
Um,
All right, so
think-
we still need to deconstruct the full airport process.
Right,
so
right.
the initial admin's bollocks.
Yeah.
Then you go through to security, which is arguably the worst bit. Right. As far as I'm concerned, no one's ever made a bomb out of liquid.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have.
The level, right, of jobs worthness
Oh yeah, this
in
is fucking
airport
mental.
security needs to be addressed.
I had
You
such
had
a fucking terrible experience with this when we flew. Basically, my laptop was like at a 45-degree angle rather than being flat.
yeah,
And so what that caused them to do was hold me up for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, because-
while I waited in a queue where the noises were going through everyone else's bag.
Yeah.
And then they brought it to me and they were like, oh, it's because your laptop wasn't in a fucking separate tray. Was that right?
yeah. So basically,
The bloke at the front end didn't tell me that.
you didn't put your
You know what I mean?
laptop flat down in a separate tray, and because of that, it took us half an hour while they checked that it wasn't filled with plastic explosives.
Yeah, and there's a bloke at the front end before you even do anything. Like, his sole job is to tell you where to put things.
Yeah, he signposted it, and also for some reason he likes manhandling everyone's shit.
Yeah, grabbing your laptop.
So he's
and chucking it.
grabbing my like fucking two grand
$2,000
laptop or whatever flex. Like he's just, bro, just because you got rejected from
From the RAF Reg.
from the RAF Reg when you were 16 and you turned into a sack.
Yeah.
Don't take it out on fucking Essence bloke. So yeah, it's airport security shit, and then like the actual holding pen while you're waiting for your flight is equally shit because everything's overpriced. The basic amenities are shit. So
Yeah,
you
but
can't even fill up your water bottle because they want you to buy a fucking €5 bottle
Yeah.
that's the size of a thimble.
Bottle. Your airports in, like, major places are not too bad because they have pretty much everything you'd want in those kind of areas, like coffee and fucking like sort of stuff. But there was one in the airport in Split, Croatia, mate. It's fucking horrendous. There's nothing in there, like no food at all. But there's like luggage shops.
Yeah.
Like, right, I've got. Why is there luggage shops in an airport?
Yeah, so
I've packed my fucking luggage.
So you can't buy a fucking sandwich, right? You can't get anything to scran, but you can buy like an 80-litre suitcase.
Yeah, which you've already packed a suitcase to bring on holiday.
I'd be worried,
What's
right?
going on there?
I'd be worried if you rocked up to the return flight of your holiday just with all your fucking
stuff in
your hand,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, "It's all right, I'll square away my suitcase at the airport."
Yeah, this is a bit like when like people come up to you on a beach in Ibiza and you're wearing sunglasses. And
Yeah.
they try and flog your sunglasses.
Yeah, they
Is that
try and
right?
flog you some fucking Ray Bettys.
Yeah. I'm already wearing them.
I'm
mate.
already wearing real Ray Bans. I don't need fucking Ray Barrys.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is the timing thing. So people who get to the airport like 4 hours before.
Yeah.
Like,
Why? Have you not got anything better
I've
to
got
do
a
with your
little.
life?
I think my issue with this stems from the military, where to go away anywhere, like to go to America or anything, you genuinely get to the hangar 12 hours before you fly. So I've been in that situation a couple of times, and because of that, I like to spend as little time waiting for airplanes as possible.
You basically were traumatised in the military.
Yeah.
For hanging around in massive aircraft hangars.
Yeah.
So now when
And I also think, right, this is, again, delving into my shit admin. Once I missed a flight to Edinburgh, yeah. And I think, genuinely, because we arrived at the airport too early. So, let me explain this. So, We arrived too early, and then because we had loads of time, we relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we took our foot off the gas, and then missed the gate timing. If we'd have got there with 15 minutes of wiggle room, we'd stayed diligent.
You stayed dialed in, don't you? But you got complacent effectively.
Yeah, and then we missed the flight. And also, this is fucking bullshit. And there must be a reason why they do
Such
this.
a Sappuccino episode. This is we've turned into everything we said we're against.
Yeah. The gate closing so early. What's going on there? We rocked up to the gate and they just closed the doors.
Yeah.
And we were like, right, can we get on? And I went, nah.
Right.
Brilliant.
So I can literally see the plane through the window.
People are still getting on.
And people are still getting on it, right? Because you've pulled this arbitrary time out your arse.
Yeah.
I suddenly now have to miss my flight.
Yeah. Because you've got an authority complex.
Yeah. Because you got rejected from the RAF reg.
Yeah. Everyone who works in an airport.
Can we pull some research on that, please? Like
the percentage of people who work at in airport security
and RAF reg rejection.
failed RAF reg training. So yeah, that's airports. Overrated again.
Yeah, massively overrated. I mean, if you disagree, then please comment and tell me why you think I'm wrong, because I've got to hear this.
I've got to hear this. And we've got a reason to be cheerful. Let's pick it back up here.
Reasons to be cheerful.
Yeah.
Let's pick the baton back up.
Well, I'll be honest. I want to say Scandi birds, but that probably won't go down well with certain individuals. And
yeah, but I mean,
they are essence, aren't they?
Certain individuals have earned it. Yeah, they are.
On my right, yeah. So the reason to be cheerful this week is essence Scandinavian birds, basically.
Yeah.
Because I'm currently operating very impulsively and on minimum bandwidth. That's all I really have the cognitive function.
I feel like no one can really disagree here.
No, exactly.
Because it's a well-known fact.
Yeah. They're everything that I'm not, basically. They're tanned, they're essence, and they've actually got a life.
Yeah.
I'm rats, pale, and a catfish.
And I've got a hollow existence.
And I've got I'm vacuous.
And I feel like that now anyway. Yeah, so it's so accurate though. Like, that is the archetypal.
It's because we romanticise about it back home, don't we? It's like it's like
funny,
the quintessential like summer romance, isn't it? It's like Mamma Mia.
Every time, so again, like you establish comms with a girl in a club, right? Every time she said Danish or Norway or whatever, I mean, instantly like I go from like 5% interested to like 75% straight away.
Just pure infatuation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just because
when they find out that we're English, they go from 15% interested to about 1%.
Yeah. And that's understandable.
Which is fantastic. It doesn't put us in very good stead, though, does it?
If they weren't already deterred, they certainly are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Brits have a certain reputation abroad, don't they?
Yeah. For being either wankers or just boring.
And a lot of the time that is the case. And we fall foul of that sometimes as well.
True. Yeah, we do. And also, we can't speak Spanish or French.
Yeah, this is the other thing as well that makes you feel like an absolute sack abroad, right? So you basically approach every bird, or any conversation that you have abroad is in English, because it's the only language that you speak. So, and then the natives talk back to you in like their fifth language, and they've still got a better grasp of English than you.
Yeah. We're going to do a separate episode on the education system in the UK.
Yeah.
Because we feel it's extremely flawed, and we'll cover that there. But yeah, that's our reason to be cheerful. And spurred on by last night, really.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, right? I think I've now kind of
reached my limit.
Yeah, I've expired all of my remaining bandwidth.
Yeah, and we've still got to film the intro.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right.
Yeah, and that takes us forever at home.
Mum, I've been sick.
So this could be interesting. But again, thanks for tuning in to our ad hoc holiday podcast.
Well, it's basically the Sappuccino podcast, wasn't it, today?
Yeah, it's always going to be. We're 3 days deep into a hangover.
Yeah, so I can only imagine how fucking morbid next week's episode is going to be.
And the third one.
Yeah, if we're still here, we'll probably all of this would have been stolen. You will have been arrested.
Yeah, true.
I'll be on a register. Another register.
Sounds about right. Right, yeah. That's all for today.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week from wherever it may be.
Yeah.